But yeah, yeah, we were both wearing Unus Annus hoodies. Unus Annus was incredibly influential in my content journey. Tastic, did you ever hear of Unus Annus?
I have not.
It was a channel. I'm just gonna start off by asking you, when you started streaming, what is something you noticed with generalized anxiety disorder in your streaming? Like as you were beginning streaming, right before you started, when you were considering it, what are things you noticed? Also, in addendum to that, I'm just asking you 2 questions at once. Fuck it.
Works for me.
Yeah. What led you to start streaming? And how
All right,
long,
so
how long
we'll start with that second one first.
Yeah,
because that's a little bit easier. So after, I would say, COVID really hit my area, back in June, I was furloughed from my 8-year job at the YMCA, which was a huge hit because I really enjoyed working there. They of course allowed us to work part-time because they were actually approved for that PPP loan. So they were able to bring people back temporarily for at least those 8 weeks. And then as soon as that ended, they had to make some very difficult choices, and they got rid of a lot of people, unfortunately. Just because they couldn't keep up with memberships and, the programs that they had, because they basically had to close everything down. So that was a huge hit. I actually lost 2 close friends due to COVID. So that was another huge hit. And I would say like the July, August area, things just felt really down. Like I wasn't in school at the time. Those 3 things happened pretty much at the same time, and I was feeling very low. I was in a depressive state, and things just weren't looking good. And I've heard about, the Twitch platform, and I decided to, let's just check it out one day. So in July of 2020, July 2020, I decided to create an account for the first time on here, this username. And I just started looking at World of Warcraft players, because that's one game that I have loved my whole life pretty much. And I just found this one person. So his name is Cutie Cupcake TV. He is an absolutely wonderful person, wonderful streamer. He streams World of Warcraft full time. He's a recent partner, and he just really cares about his community. I got a chance to visit his chat one time, and it was really cool because he was doing a lot of mythic carry groups for people, and I really liked helping new players myself. So I'm like, hey, do you need help on your runs? And he actually needed help on his runs. So for the Battle of Azeroth expansion, I have actually kind of stopped playing right now temporarily. I was able to help him with a whole bunch of mythic runs, and that felt really cool. Not only was it fun to help newer players, but he allowed me to become a better player myself, and it was just a very good interaction opportunity to meet his community and just to kind of feel good about doing something in a game that I didn't really have any friends that were playing it in the first place. So I basically was like, this is awesome, let me check out other streamers, maybe see what's going on. And
did I spell that right, by the way? Cutie Cupcake?
No, hold on. It's this Cutie Cupcake TV. There you go. That one.
QT. Yeah.
So I met another streamer called B-Devore, who actually introduced me to Candy X Bomb, King of the Cask.
Yeah.
I think you know some of these guys.
I know Candy and King.
Mr. Clamps.
Yep. Clamps.
Electric Jack.
Yep.
And from there, it just kind of blew up, just meeting all these different people.
Yeah, like the WoW
knowing
and MFN.
the fact, So knowing the fact that just streaming connects you with so many wonderful people, I'm like, you know what? Let me try this out myself.
Yeah.
So I was extremely nervous trying to figure out, okay, let me set this up, let me do this, I gotta do this, I gotta set up a microphone, I gotta set up a webcam, blah, blah, blah. And the first day that I went live, I did not have the webcam because I was not comfortable doing it whatsoever.
Right.
I would barely talk. I would only like say hi very softly when someone would actually come into the chat. I had one chatter the entire first day, and that's it. So it made me happy knowing that there was at least one person, but it was kind of like, oh, is it only going to be one person every single time I'm doing this? Why should I do this? What's the fun in this? So the first day was kind of like, it was neither a letdown or like the greatest, but the fact that I actually hit that go live button the first time ever was just like super exciting, and I was really happy that I actually did it. So for the next couple weeks, we continued not having the webcam, just kind of getting a feeling for what was going on. And then finally, Candy King, Mr. Clamps, Galactic Jack started showing up. And as soon as they started coming in, they started being regulars. Cutie actually ended up checking out my stream too, and I was super nervous because here's this big time streamer that I've met for the first time ever in my chat. I'm like, oh crap, this is awesome. So it felt great, and it kind of opened that shell.
Yeah.
And we did a community challenge to release the webcam. And the day we met that goal, I was super nervous again. Like, oh shit, should I do this? Should I really do this? Like, maybe I'll wait a day. Maybe I'll wait next week. And I was kind of trying to like push it off a little bit. But I knew that the people there, were there because of me and not just because of, the game or something else. Because Candy King, Mr. Clamps, so we completed the challenge, turned the webcam on, and after I turned it on, just something like clicked. Like, I don't know, it was this sudden feeling of, oh, I can actually do this. This feels great. I don't feel as anxious anymore. There's always days where I'm extremely anxious to click on the go live button. I'm like, do I really want to go live today? And there's been plenty of days where I've decided to not stream whatsoever. But besides that, just turning that webcam on really just opened up everything. And I just felt a lot more comfortable, just interacting and doing anything on stream that I wasn't really expecting or, I guess, wanting to do. So we ended up doing another community challenge for Fall Guys, which I was talking about earlier.
Right.
And ever since that challenge and just having a blast playing that game, we decided, you know what? Let's just become a different type of streamer. Let's try out different games. Let's see how this goes. So we did another challenge for Super Meat Boy. And from there, it's just become variety rather than sticking to the only thing.
Yeah.
So I am so glad that I decided to start this back in November, because if I did not start this back in November, if I did not join this site back in July and meet the fantastic people I've met through it, I probably wouldn't be here right now.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's powerful.
That's how bad it was.
Yeah. I feel like, cause like I was definitely, so I'm a very hyper extroverted person. Like when I was on Tinder before I met my girlfriend, so that I'm basically a golden retriever, but college educated. I really just need to be around people. I'm super social. I actually just get my energy from socializing in many cases. Unless it's just, I'm absurdly drained. Unless I'm like at beyond empty. And like, but otherwise, like I just need people to get energy. And COVID and not being able to socialize, because if you go and you socialize in person with people, you might get the plague. That whole thing. That was hard. That was very difficult for me. Difficult for a lot of people is difficult for a lot of people. But I was really struggling. And I was a Twitch user before. Like I've been a Twitch user since January 2017, I think. When I technically did my first stream, but it was 2 hours and I had one viewer, and then I streamed not for 3 more years. But my
Yep.
first stream, what I would consider my first actual stream, came in August, like August 13th of 2020, when I was just like, yeah, I really need to find a way to get connection, and I've been interacting in these communities, and that's helpful, and you know, I bet I could make good content. Started out with a laptop camera and a headset microphone, and went at it, and it was such bad quality to start off. But the people who started, who like, there's some people who've been around since those OG days, like T Fizzle, like Cameron, one of my best friends, like Kevin, another one of my best friends. You know, those people who've been around since the real beginning of the stream, who stuck around despite the tech issues, and were there, you know, because of me. Avery remembers. Yeah, Avery was literally living with me. He does literally remember that stream. It was something. Averaged 5 viewers, I think, just because I kept telling all my friends, hey, I'm gonna stream. But it's definitely been very helpful for me, I think. Over the course of quarantine, I wouldn't be in a very great place mentally without Twitch. The friends that I made through it, meeting Brad, meeting Snack, meeting Sploot. I could go. There's a whole list of people that I've met through Twitch or reconnected with through Twitch, such as Tiana, such as another Cameron. There's a lot of people who I've either met or reconnected with through Twitch who are now just really important in my life and who really help to keep me going, and just very important to me. And Twitch. It could Oh, by the way, Brad, I don't know how you can see the command list. I'm sorry. I can see it in my dashboard. Anyways, Twitch is wonderful because of its ability to connect people, as you touched on. It's amazing how I think part of it is just the nature of it being really hard to grow on. The people who stick around, you have to actually develop relationships with the people who are around if you want to have any help of growing on the platform. So it's definitely it's incentivized for you to actually, you know, be genuine with people, to try to form connections, and I think it can really lead to making internet friends in those early days, and the days where you're not huge and you can actually spend time to get to know somebody.
Oh, definitely.
And you know, I would, if I could change the day I started streaming, I would have started streaming as soon as COVID hit. You know, I would have started streaming earlier if I could.
I agree with that big time.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm just incredibly grateful. How do you feel that generalized anxiety disorder has affected your streaming? Especially starting from the early days, has it changed over time how it's affected it? You mentioned, you know, being anxious to have your camera, being anxious to try the game. Is that it, or are there other, like, sort of in the minutia, if you're to read between the lines and how it's affected you? And if you want, I could give examples from myself. If you want an idea of what I'm talking about.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Sweet.
So, I think my biggest struggle with this whole thing has definitely been, you know, the whole networking aspect.
Right.
As I know, Twitch is 80% networking, 20% streaming.
Yeah.
I tend, with generalized anxiety disorder, to go the safe route with everything, and I only try to stick to people that I know, that I'm comfortable with, that I know will, you know, not necessarily like view me as, you know, a bad person. So, for example, I've met quite a few, you know, streamers in real life from here. For example, you know, Mr. Clamps, King, Candy, I've met them in real life, which has been awesome. But whenever we would go out and they would invite other people, you know, to wherever we're going. So I've also met, like, Cashflow, for example. You know, he had a few people over to his place, and we went out to the Jersey Shore. I never really, like, took it upon myself to kind of hang out with the other people there. I was just kind of like hanging out with Cash hanging out with other people that were there that I personally knew on a level through here, rather than really kind of spending time with the other people. So networking has always been a flaw of mine, and I feel like, I could be so much further right now, but at the same time, I don't want to be so much further.
Right.
But I could be further in the Twitch career in terms of how many people are, consistently showing up if I was better at that connection and just getting out and meeting different people. I've slowly been doing that, but at the same time, I'm still staying with like the friend zone, for example, MFN, the WAB, and really sticking to just those 3 places rather than branching out, for more. Yeah. So I, definitely struggled with the whole networking thing. Another thing, at times, I kind of feel like I'm not as like energetic or sporadic on stream than some of the, people who I know do really well on here, are. You gotta be a little bit more, like, I guess, engaging / not crazy per se, but like just, out there and exuberant. There we go. Exuberant.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like I'm too focused on being like too chill or wholesome, even though I like being that way, and a lot of the people who are in my chat, prefer that. It just feels like maybe I could do more to bring in different people, because at the same time, even though I absolutely love my small community and I love the people who show up every single time, there's a part of me that would like to start, progressing a little bit more than I have been. And I would like to see, some more growth than I've been used to. It's starting to happen, slowly. And I've seen different people pop in every now and then. But just being able to have more people show up would feel really, really great. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely love where I am right now, and I'm so blessed to be where I'm at right now. But I, feel like I could be much further had I been able to, just connect better or network better.
Yeah, so that's something that I've definitely had to push back against in my head is, yeah, if I were somebody else, I could be in an entirely different place on Twitch, is kind of how I've summarized, not what you said, but how that conversation goes in my head, where my brain's like, well, if you could do this, if you could always commit to a schedule and not have either real life work or real life depression cause you to miss a stream or two here and there, yeah, you'd be a lot farther if you had the attention span and the ability to focus, to put out content for Twitch and YouTube, for TikTok and YouTube and Instagram Reels and Hover and all these other platforms consistently. You'd be a lot farther on. Yeah, there's a lot of these things where the what ifs can just kill you, and like off and on, I will just get destroyed by the what ifs. It's part of intrusive thoughts for me is just thoughts I just can't get out of my head no matter what I try, unless I just hit reset on the day. That's one of the ways ADHD affects my streaming. Besides the schedule, besides the the problems with scheduling and executive dysfunction, it's the intrusive thoughts get me. The you're not good enough. But I've found recently I've just been like if a streamer says, yeah, I want to keep growing, I want to have so many more followers and viewers and whatever, people are like, oh, you don't care about the place you're at, you don't care about the community you're in. I was like, no, it's not that. I think that you can care about the community you're in now and want to grow this community to a further spot. Like, part of it is I have this ultimate faith in how amazing my community is, that I want to grow it, that I think growing it would be great. And the people who are here now, they're the ones who are gonna be closer, the ones who are gonna be more tight-knit, the ones who I'm gonna actually be more likely to interact with further. The more I grow, the more I'm gonna struggle to interact with every single person that comes in, right? I think you and I are both at this interesting size where we start to hit a plateau and we have to fight through it, or really explore across it, however the fucking metaphor works. Where we're at like 10, 15, 20 average viewers. And where you have to start not reading every single chat message, where you have to like be more selective with the chat messages, where you have to put more of the direct interaction into Discords rather than all the direct interaction being directly on stream, or you have to like not directly interact with chat at every moment on stream, which is something I struggle with Infodump, because I feel like most people who are around in my stream right now are there because I talk to them, and because one of the best streaming is read every chat message. I'm still reading every chat message, just like I read that one and deleted it. But like it's just a matter of finding a way to make content that and like be a content creator rather than just socializing. Snack brought up a good point. Wanting to grow a community isn't bad. The only thing is bad is if you treat them like if you treat them like fodder, and it's because you treat them like actual people that you grow and prosper. Exactly it. That's like I'm growing a network of people that I interact with and I've made friends with and I genuinely interact with, and that's something you do too. And the pace that we do that is going to be different than the people who stream one game, post content consistently on other platforms, and are different streamers. We are growing. We're growing as variety streamers, and that just takes a fucking long time. It does. Growing as a variety streamer is harder, but I think that sure, if I streamed like a different kind of streamer, I could be way further advanced in a certain way than I am now. But I would not change the way I've done it, really. The way I got here, because I've gotten here by being genuinely me, by being open about stuff that I want to be open about, by interacting with people and genuinely making friends. And that's just kind of that's just kind of the deal. Like, I have to accept, and it's something I work on in therapy, is radical acceptance. I have to accept, hey, these are the conditions I've been given. These are the conditions of life that I've had up to this point. I need to accept them and work from there. I like to phrase it rather than saying radical acceptance, which sounds like, I don't know, it sounds very interesting, but also in a way that a lot of people are gonna like go in one ear out the other with it, because it's two big words, and anytime like I'm kind of tired and I hear two big words, I'm just like, ooh. I just don't hear it. But I like to say I gotta play with the hand I've been dealt. I've been dealt ADHD and an inability to focus on just one game for a long time, and other limitations, and that's gotten me to where I am today, and I'm pretty happy with that. And it's gonna continue to take me further places, and I think it's gonna continue taking you further.
See, now Snack Basket, that's awesome. The fact that you were here one time and he was so welcoming, and you felt comfortable being here, that's a huge thing. I have been in so many streams myself where I did not feel welcomed, or no one actually responded to me when I was to actually type or try to ask a question, something like that, and it felt terrible. Like, I know that I went into some, of the bigger streamers' chats, but at the same time, I've been in much smaller people's chats too, and they freaking ignore you. I'm not gonna name names, but it's, it's just a very unfortunate feeling. So the fact that you were able to have that with Spills is so huge, because community, interaction, and getting to know someone is so important on this platform. And just like you said, in order to grow a great community, you need to be genuine about it, and you need to do it in the right way. Avoid those stupid follow for follows.
Oh my god.
Avoid being nasty for people, and you will go far on here. So I am so glad you had that experience. And I've dealt with some channels that have just been...
But there was definitely... and Brad, we're gonna start with your question after the break. But this person DM'd me on Twitch, didn't follow me, had sent 0 messages in my chat. Actually, no, just followed me, had sent 0 messages in my chat. There's no evidence that they had watched me for an extended period of time. I'm pretty good about remembering when somebody sent a message in my chat, and That's something like for example, like Small Ant comes in fairly comes in when he can come in, busy person. Bere comes in when he can come in, pretty busy person. But like I remember them every time, and I bring, oh hey, how you doing? You know, how's like within like how's rowing going? You know, with Bere, how, you know, there's like I talked about language learning and stuff. Cool, it's good. But this one dude came and DM'd me and said, hey Spills, love your content. I'm now starting a stream, and I would really love it if you would come check out my channel and follow me. You know, thank you. DM me, and so God. You know, with most people, like there's somebody who DM'd me on Discord, just went to everybody in Discord server and said, hey, I'm starting a stream, you should come follow me. And I went out of my way to ban them from the channel.
Thank you.
Yeah, right. Like I'm just no, don't do that. But this person, I decided to be kind and just give a very long response, basically saying, hey, no, it wasn't a bot. Here's some advice for you. Don't ever do what you just did again. Don't ever do that. Streamer to streamer, that is a great way to get yourself banned. And I almost banned you from the channel, I said. But I went and I decided to, you know, check out your content. And I just criticized the content. I said, look, if you want to grow, you got to talk to the people in chat. You got to talk even when there isn't anybody in chat. That's the hardest one to get used to with streaming. Oh, is talking when nobody's in chat. That's rough. You gotta, and you should probably not just play Apex Legends. Why is it that almost every follow for follow person is an Apex Legends player?
Apex player.
Yeah. It's literally like every time in the past month that it's happened to me, it's that or Dead by Daylight. And
that's great.
Yeah. And I just said, look, no, you follow for follows will not help you grow. I know people who have more followers than me and average 2 viewers. That's crazy. It's because they do follow for follow. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Don't fucking do that. Don't fucking do that. But anyways, the person after reading my message said, okay, thanks for the critiques. You've gained a true fan and a true follower, and I hope you know, I'll see you future streams. I said, okay, cool. Has sent, I think 7 messages in my chat. I don't know if they still follow, but like at least they sent some messages. At least they like came in and gave a fair shake. But like, yeah, I was this close to just hitting that slash ban. Don't come in and ask for follow for follow.